Hi, welcome to the PB show Relationship Chat Room with your hosts, right here in this channel.
So stay tuned and enjoy this program. Remember to subscribe to the PB show.
We hear issues where today, better say, this wedding issue we are talking about, guy no kakowari lady, but not he was actually going out with you that people know about. But later no, or see on pelubio, or person kowari. We've heard about such issues. Yes. As women, let's talk about you ladies. As a woman, what should be the next step? You get to know that. Not only when they call out for a very long time, you didn't know, but also 1 hour person, say one person worry. In this scenario, as ladies, what do you do?
Okay. First of all, I will accept what has happened and seek counseling.
Okay.
It will hurt you, but just what has happened, accept it as it is. I know it's going to be very difficult.
A lot of them will cry inside.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, don't deny yourself from
They will cry
crying.
1 week before they call a counselor.
Yes. Don't deny yourself of crying. If it will take you a week for you to be inside the room and pour out your heart out, allow it.
Okay.
Bring all the tears out. It has a purpose. Let all the pains, let all the agony, let it come out. Bring everything out. When you are done, sit down and reflect about whatever happened and ask yourself, everything happens for a reason. There might be a reason why that thing has happened. Probably entering into that marriage is going to lead you to somewhere else. And all of a sudden, the person is saying that I don't want you again. I've met a different person. I want to go and marry the person. It's hurtful. In fact, man kasenye yana mebua. Some people go to Ankafu because of this issue. Yes, you understand. But after you crying your heart out, trying to accommodate the circumstance or the situation, don't end there. Because if you keep it to yourself too much, the devil sets in with a lot of thought inside your head and can even destroy your mind, doing something to yourself. Go and just drink something and go away. Yes. But when it happens, attach yourself to a wisdom person, a matured person, somebody who has experience in such situation. Don't kill yourself. Don't do yourself harm. Talk to that person. Let the person sit you down and explain what real life situation is concerning this area of health or this aspect. And you realize that there might be a reason why that thing happened. And in some few months, some few days or later on, you will not find out why that thing happened.
Oh, okay. All right. With you in particular, in this case, as a woman, what would you do? Would you just let go of the man and say that, actually, they've told you that now but he says he wants you.
Interesting question. Thank you. I am not going to marry someone who has been able to do this.
Okay.
Whatever the situation led you to come to me, you can sort it out. You can work on it. You can resolve it. So I believe in resolving. Why didn't you resolve that thing with him and with her? But you have come to me. It means that if I am to offend you some time to come, you will leave. You will leave. So I'm not going to give in. Because the same way she went, that's the same way I will go.
Okay. Also, what will make you leave a woman you've been going out with for a very long time to go and marry and say that, what do you mean, you may call another one? We are not person living on. Let's see. What to make you to leave her? Say maybe we are not person.
And I need bread.
And maybe so. Don't you think? Say maybe in Subai.
Well,
Okay.
personally, it's not in me to do that.
Okay, but in general.
In general, but you know, there are guys who do that.
Yeah.
And I don't second. Because just as you see yourself to be precious, you have to also place value on people.
Okay.
You are going out with somebody, and everybody have come to know, probably the people in your community have come to know that this is the lady you are going out with. And in quotes, they have in mind that, oh, one day both of you are going to get married. And all of a sudden it just came out that no, you don't like the lady. No, you are going to hurt the lady. Yeah.
But
You are going to hurt the lady.
I think that some of us an issue, a similar issue. She has stayed with the gentleman for so many years. Okay, initially, the gentleman didn't like the lady, but the lady portrayed a good character, and the gentleman fell in love with her. It got to a point, the lady's love declined, and the gentleman's love arose.
One day I posted something on my WhatsApp. I said, when you pretend in relationship, marriage, you reveal your true character.
That's true.
So you can continue from there.
Yes, and now the gentleman's love has been up, but the lady's love, she positioned herself for she to be liked. Now all of a sudden she has changed. I mean, the love she had for the gentleman has declined totally, and the gentleman got attracted to her because of her good character.
Okay.
Now the gentleman doesn't know how to go about the situation.
Okay.
And the lady doesn't feel bad leaving the gentleman because she feels that her heart goes to what she likes, no matter the help you have given her. On penny bill.
Also, in this case, what will you do?
In this case, first of all, marriage is a union between two people of two different worlds agreeing to make their different worlds one. So obviously you will have a globe of both green and blue. If they would agree to make their stuff green and blue, then that's fine. But in such a situation, my best advice is that I'm not trying to brandish anyone, but there is someone out there who needs you. If not for
who needs the gentleman or the lady?
Any of them. Because one of them must be safe. Someone is acting obsolete. So the other one who feels affected must remember that somebody needs him. There are people who have married people they felt wasters. And they are really jealous. They believe this is the best decision they ever made. There are others who have married the angels of their lives, and as I'm telling you now, they are living with Satan's cousin in their homes for a very long time. So I'm a pastor, so I hear some of these things most of the time. Simple. If the lady does not find any interest in you, let her go.
Let her go.
I remember.
And the lady is not making it known to the gentleman.
No, obvious. There's no way. If she's not speaking, she doesn't have attitude.
Yeah, so you, the man, you
the man has seen the attitude.
I know we are on camera, but let me say this. Let it be on record. I think I was saying it during my Facebook live yesterday. You know, there's this lady I happened to go out with. Joe knows this story. There's this lady I was going out with. Everything was beautiful. I think maybe a month or so. We were together less than a year. But somewhere getting in the second month, or maybe third month or so, certain issues started springing up from her past relationship. And I believe in sorting things out, like she said. I believe that a lot, so I can waste a lot of time just to make sure that the fun picture takes a good shape. Until I started getting hurt. I felt I was interested. She believed she was interested. But at some point, the more I am with her, the more my interest keeps going up. But hers keeps dwindling. And now she brings in the other guy to come and have a negotiation with me. Who should have her?
Oh,
And that was the
really?
most funniest conversation. Actually, he knows the story.
No, the lady wasn't mature.
This was the most funniest story of my life. I was sitting there, the guy was sitting in front of me, and I didn't know what to tell. I had to leave the guy, and I asked the lady, what do you want me to discuss? And, I just knew I could let her go. But I believed that for the sake of certain important people very close to me for whom I had introduced this subject to, I didn't know how I would go back and tell them I just started a relationship and I'm ending it. Because I'm a pastor. How can you tell your father in the Lord, Daddy, I just met someone? 3 months, you come and tell me, Daddy, I'm opting out. Man, are you stable at all? So it throws a lot of doubt. And I had to stay through right from about the 3rd month up to about 9 months into that relationship. I was getting hurt, my integrity was being affected. It's not about stupidity. I believe in Onya, Uja, no That is my mindset. So I felt if I'm to let her go, she's going to affect someone else. Let me keep her and help her build something. Because you can see something bright about her, but there is something negative too. But I think you can work around it. But this was becoming the problem. The guy kept calling in sometimes, and I'll be sitting and he will call in. I'm like, man, you know what? We just need to call this a quit. And I've never quitted a relationship before. She quit, and I thank God for it. But till today, we have a level of communication. If she has any difficulty, she calls me. I don't hate her, I don't dislike her. After we separated, twice, we spoke on phone, and both of them combined can add up to maybe about 4 hours or so. Poured my heart out to tell her, these are things I saw when we were together. I wanted to keep quiet and work on them, but you didn't give me the chance. Let me tell you, so that someone does not inherit a problem.
With your attitude.
Understand? She cried a lot within all those 2 calls. Those 2 calls took place in a space of about 3 months. This week when she called me, I asked her, she said she has forgotten all those calls we had. You see the thing? So there are situations like this and all that. You must let a person go. Because if the thing is not at heart, you are not at heart for the person. I told you that marriage, the first thing is purpose. Second thing is compatibility.
Yes.
Third is love. It is when there is love, compatibility, purpose, that communication can solve anything. Yeah.
You have to let go.
So you have to let go.
If you are just joining us, we are still discussing issues about relationship that we hardly talk about, and this is the relationship chat room with youngsters. All right, so there is a question here. Assuming you are going out and you have issues about your past, sexual issues about your past, is it okay to discuss it in your current relationship? Also,
Well, that's a very nice question. One, you have to understand that life, we live it forward.
Okay.
We only put it backwards. Hope you are getting it.
yeah.
And since the information you are about to give on to the lady is in the past, and I believe everybody has a past story, and when it comes to sexual issues, it is something that is very serious, even when it comes to matters of our spiritual relationship with God. So I don't think that it's good for you to, let the lady know. Sometimes it is good. Maybe the person you might be confining the information to has the capacity to help you. But generally, it's most of the time it doesn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I prefer that.
What about you? Is it okay?
It's not okay. In that my previous sex style shouldn't impact my current. No, the information isn't necessary.
Okay.
That should be built on a plain slate. It shouldn't. You shouldn't bring your past there.
What if the man is asking you?
It's not showing.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's
also
not talk about it.
For me, I think that every relationship is built on understanding. Everybody has a past. Whether to talk about it or not, generally we may say it's not necessary. But whether to talk about it or not, it's something that depends on how that relationship has been built. What is the value of the trust we have for each other? How far have I really come with you? Not in terms of years or duration, but in terms of the depth of things I have decided to suffer with you in previous times we have been together in this relationship. I am one kind of person who is very open when it comes to certain things. I know how to keep secrets, but it's not everything I keep. If you are my partner, and for instance, like I said, there is nobody I got in touch with I liked or wanted to go out with that also doesn't know, provided the person is in the city. You understand? Because we work for a very long time. We've settled things spiritually and physically for a very long time. By wisdom, I know what degree of things to let him know. Things I can handle, I don't necessarily have to bother him with it. So if I'm in a new relationship, if it is not something that bothers me to talk about to you, then there's no need for me to talk about it. If I am the one that has a naughty past in terms of a sexual relations involved in a past relationship, and it is not something bothering me, rather, who committed the act, it's not necessarily bothering you with it. If you being in a relationship, you have an issue with something you've seen that makes you think you people should talk about your past as far as sexual intimacy is concerned, it must be on a different note.
Okay, so what she is saying that she doesn't want to talk about her past relationship, I mean sexual relationship.
If she's not interested in talking about it, she can't just brush it off.
Okay.
There's always a way to put something on the shelf.
Okay.
There's always a way to put it.
Okay.
You're married. Let's say, for instance, I have not been married. But let's say, for instance, I am married. I am fasting. My wife feels she wants to have sexual intimacy with me. But I feel that this is a moment I want to separate myself onto spiritual things. It boils down to understanding, because she owns my body, I own her.
Yes, I don't know if you are getting.
We are not married.
Yes.
So if we are not married, she can't just say, I don't want to talk about it.
No, that is not it.
No.
It's about we are talking about she having a past relationship. I mean, she had previous sex with her past man, and then you are asking her.
We are in a relationship.
You are in a relationship now, and you are asking her about the number of men she has slept with, and she says she doesn't want to talk about it. Are you comfortable with the fact that she doesn't want to talk about it?
For me as a person, I do not have a problem with it. If she doesn't want to talk about it, if really we are going to get married, marriage is a lifetime. There will obviously be a season of trust as it builds. There will be a time and opening where you will be able to talk about it, but not now.
Okay.
Because there is always a season and a time for everything.
Okay, so you think, Ellen, do you think that talking about your past sexual relationship, actually, or even your past relationship and your current relationship, actually affects our current relationships? Do you think so?
It really affects it.
Okay.
It has a margin of effect on the current relationship. I mean, why would you bring an old stuff to a new place? There are major things you need to tackle. There are much more important issues you need to talk about. This thing you are bringing in, ask yourself, how is it going to benefit the relationship? If you think it's not going to benefit the relationship, what's the number of men she has slept with? What are you going to
What are you going to use it for?
Are you going to base on that to love her? To set a level of hatred for her? No, if you say you like her, you like her. You took her from where she was, and you have accepted to be with her.
Okay.
So I don't think you should be worried when she says, sweethearts, let's not talk about it. I mean, she's protecting you. She doesn't want you to feel the hurt. Probably if she exposes it to you, you are going to get hurt.
But I remember Biba can say, oh, I need to know so that tomorrow, if anything is happening, I will know how to.
It's a sometimes sometimes it based on what they are being through.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that is true. But you know, there is that aspect of a funny curiosity. You know, we watch movies and all those things.
Sure.
So there are a lot of things we translate from
Movies,
that well.
yeah.
And think that is how life
But
is.
don't you think, sir? Don't you think, sir? If I'm going out with you, it's good if you get to know the like maybe the kind of men I went out with. I'm saying hi to the man.
To know times and seasons. You know, listen. We need to discern times and seasons.
Okay.
At what time? You see, let me ask this question. when we were young, and you knew that tomorrow you have to send your school fees to school. Your father is angry in the evening. Are you sure you go to him and tell him, Daddy, my school fees?
No.
Something has angered him.
Okay.
You need to discern times and seasons.
Okay.
That's why some of us, our parents, whenever we did something wrong those years back,
And a potato too.
no, like at night, at dawn, some like
yeah.
2, 3, they will be, that's when they
They'll beat you up.
Nobody come and say they know the time to tackle their issue with you. So when you fool or you do something wrong, they don't mind you. As you are doing your crime, they're just watching you. You know, because you know that the Redeemer liveth. You know, so you have to discern times and seasons. This is not the season for talking it. You know, this season you're going to talk it. It's going to bring a problem.
Yeah.
So what would you talk?
You understand?
Maybe
So
there
we
is
talk
an
about
issue on
it.
the grounds. You're
Okay.
asking this question.
As
So
years go
it's,
by, I saw it. I have this picture on my phone. The woman has taken an issue to court. She wants to divorce the husband. They've been married for about 7 to 9 years. Because the husband cheated. I think the early days of their marriage.
Okay.
She didn't know until that 79 years of
Wow.
marriage. She now knows. And both of them are 90 something, 90 something years. Did you see that picture?
Now, friend of Baba Kwete.
She's asking for divorce. They were in court. She's asking
she's
for divorce.
insisting.
She said that means that all the lies, the days they've lived together has been lies.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what would you even do in that scenario?
My case is so. What is she even divorcing for?
That thing has already happened.
79 years of marriage and you are not coming for divorce. It's funny. For me, it was funny. I looked at it and
But my case is I can't side with all of you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if you are to get married to this person, now the person do not know anything about your past. I mean, for relationship, I am thinking I can't be on your side.
Yeah.
So let me be negative or let me be on the other hand. I think that if you are to get married to somebody, some way, somehow, maybe I went out with 3 guys, and in the course of the relationship, maybe one day, one of the guys happened to call, my husband is with me. Do I need to just keep quiet and receive the call and say, I'll talk to you later? And then my husband he knows all my friends, but this one in particular, only, and he won't ask you say anything, why, no. Isn't it okay for me to just tell him, oh honey, this was my ex, or I should just keep quiet because he didn't ask?
No. The issue about your sexual life in the past is different from these kind of conversations. Yeah?
Okay.
You can, by wisdom, introduce the concept of who you have dated before, and sometimes, if possible, anybody who is reasonable will ask you what happened with your last relationship.
Of course.
Not necessarily that reasonable as in others are not reasonable, but necessarily if someone knows you've been in a relationship before, whatever he saw that is driving him towards you makes him think that nobody should meet you and just leave you like that. So if you really love that relationship, what happened? You understand? It is in such cases that talking about your sexual past
can
come in.
But not to directly.
No, we are sorry. How many people?
Honestly,
You can sit and watch a movie. Maybe you watch the movie, you saw that the guy was dating like 3-4 people on his wedding day. All of them amazing.
Showed up.
They showed up because all the ladies are connected as friends. Did you even know that this is the one you're married? And all of them also know that their friend is getting married. And they land there and they realize that their friend is getting married to their fiancé.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
So you see, it's a movie.
Yeah,
now,
that's
after when they cool down, those friends cool down, if you get married, then you go to your honeymoon, nobody's there, they are sitting down. So how many people have you seen? In that case, this is a moment of truth.
Yeah.
You have no way out, no way in. But in the case where maybe
We are just dating.
you are not even married yet, you are talking on the phone. You know, some of these young people to laugh unnecessary conversation. Have you eaten? The spot at your back.
Kasanasa. Or when your better
He doesn't know what to do with his data. Like he have found something to do with that data. And now they bring in that conversation. Useless point.
So what will you do when that conversation comes in?
I'll find a nice way of putting the question off.
Okay. Don't you think the man or the woman is not matured enough to even think of going out with such a person?
no. You also have to. You also have to understand that. Why is he asking this question?
Yes.
Okay.
Something has
So maybe the
pushed him.
first thing you should do is, why are you asking?
But even the more you are asking, why are you asking? The more it is obvious to me You understand? So that means there's something to hide.
Yes.
This is where everybody now doubts you.
Okay, so you just shut up and say I can't talk about it.
No.
You can't talk about it if there is something there.
I'll talk
Talk
to
to
you
you
about
later.
it. But
Please,
not
can we talk about? No, yeah, that is.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. But
Not now.
I think that we have
this.
something to do.
You
on
see,
this
listen,
class.
like for instance, we're going out. We're in a relationship. We know we are going to get married. Families know. Let's say we fix our marriage, let's say somewhere 6 months time, 8 months time. This conversation pops up. Listen, to be honest with you, I can't deny I don't have a past when it comes to this. But for now, I'm not in the mood to talk about it.
Okay.
As far as I have started this relationship on a clean note, means there are some things I definitely have to talk about. And you need to be playing with the person. By the grace of God, I have a lady in my life. I'll be getting married very soon though. But pressure. But the amazing thing is that right from the onset, anybody I ever had the opportunity of being in a relationship with, she knows. Anybody as today's terms I've had a crush on, she knows. Even if she doesn't know their name, she knows their face. She understands the kind of ministry I have and the fact that I relate with all manner of people.
Go there.
So I know where my limits are. And I've told myself, if you fall into a pit once, you are a fool to fall into it twice. But if you fall into it twice, then you are a bigger fool to fall into it the third time.
Okay, let me just chip this in. Ellen, would you be comfortable? I mean, your man, he's your ex, and then he's going to marry her. Now, or the picture, Trina says she was my ex. Would you be comfortable?
Why would you show my picture?
Why would you? You know? So
Now I think we come from different worlds too.
no, but
because I've had my ex called me to tell me, please during my wedding, I want you to come and sing for me. She told me. So you see the way we manage.
Are you going to?
the whole thing.
okay, but if you are going out with someone,
It depends on the person.
it's her private life, oh. It's her
her private
privacy.
life. Yeah.
So you can't go and be showing her picture to someone else. Oh,
No, maybe something triggered.
okay.
Something triggered it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was an instance. Oh, she was scrolling through your phone and she.
Who is this? But no, not even in that one. He's this. We were talking about something. Then maybe he mentioned that he showed the ex's picture to the other person. If you are her ex, would you be comfortable? And is it advisable?
How did the ex get to know that he has shown
No,
the picture?
we are not talking about she getting to know. We are talking about is it okay now? Is it okay? You are his the ex, and then he happened to show your picture to his current lady. Is it okay to do that?
It depends.
Will you be comfortable if he does that? Or you happen what to say? Guy now only no go out no. Currently, the girlfriend crowd only no go out knows that you were the ex.
Oh, sometimes it helps.
I'm talking about you. Will you be comfortable about that?
If you tell me this is your ex, I'm okay. If you show me the picture,
You are the ex
I'm the ex, and I'm telling
They've shown you your picture.
to another
Listen,
the
you are
guy you were
ex-president.
going out with.
You are the ex-president. Okay. The election commission is showing your picture to the current president. You are the ex-president. Will you be happy?
I will not be happy.
Okay.
But maybe there's an instance why my picture is circulating, or they have an issue they have to talk about. That's brought about my name and my picture.
Okay, but in relationship,
let her-
is it right to do that?
It should not always be the case. It should not always be the case. But sometimes, if it's appropriate, and you can, this was the lady I was going out. So in case you see her somewhere,
I think
have
I
an
ever
encounter.
met somebody like
You have
that.
an encounter. It's there's nothing going on now. I mean, this is her. So you should even be bold enough to meet the current
The current girl. Okay, before we run away, I'll leave this scenario down. You are going out with somebody, or let me just use this as an example. I met someone. He said, "Faith, I want to go out with you," and I said, "Okay." Then he said, "Yes, so I actually had an ex." I asked him, "Have you dated before?" "Yeah, I had an ex. Even this is her picture." I'm like, "No, hold on. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to look at it." The first question is, why would you want to show your ex's picture to your current girlfriend?
Why would the man
also bring out the picture at the very first instance. That means that your ex's matter is still in your head.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Bye. See you next week for an amazing episode.